Hi, I wanted to talk with you some more about filing bankruptcy. I think it's a very important subject because people are going through all kind of things with their finances, with their homes, with their vehicles, their possessions, with their jobs, all of those types of things. And it might come to a point where they're going to need to file for bankruptcy. And it's a good subject because they need to know what to do when that time comes for them to do that. Also, filing for bankruptcy can set you free of your debt. And then, people need to know that they don't need to fear filing bankruptcy because what happens is when you're trying to pay your bills and do the right thing or what have you, and sometimes you get fall behind, what have you, and then um, you don't know what to do. And sometimes people even if they talk about bankruptcy, it's a fear factor that comes in, that sets in because they're used to paying their bills, been paying them on time for years and what have you, and then all of a sudden they get behind and can't catch up the debts, and they freeze and don't know what to do. Well, I'm here to tell you that filing for bankruptcy is an option, and it depends on the situation that you're going through, which chapter that you need to file your bankruptcy, and to make sure that when you file your bankruptcy, you include all your debts in there, because if you leave any of the debts out and you file the bankruptcy, and once it's filed and processed, and then all of a sudden this bill comes up and you want it on there, well, you can't put it on there. Well, you can, but you have to amend the your filing and pay extra money to do that. And so when you get ready to file bankruptcy, if you decide to file bankruptcy, then make sure you got all of your bills and all of your debts and everything that you need um, to put on your paperwork, so that it will be included in your filing. And also, if you're going through a garnishment, loss of wages, loss of job, any of those type things, it's time to file bankruptcy. It will free you from those debts, give you a fresh start. You can start all over again. Okay? So don't be afraid if it comes to that. Don't even worry about it. Just go ahead on. If you have to, get you a lawyer. And I strongly advise getting a lawyer because they know the laws, and they know how to get you through this bankruptcy. There was one time where I filed a bankruptcy by myself, but the laws has changed so much. Until this time, when I filed, I couldn't do it. I mean, I could have done it, but the process was taking so long, and all this paperwork, and it was stressing my mind. It was just stressing my brain out. And so I just decided to find a lawyer to do that for me, because I was being sued. I was in getting ready to lose my car because I was behind in my payments, and I struggled with it because I was embarrassed. I didn't want nobody to know that I can't pay my bills and what have you. And so after a while, after some months of contemplating with it, I just decided. I said, well, I can't go through this anymore. And so I proceeded to file for bankruptcy. And it was very, very frustrating and stressful, nevertheless. But I was able to get through it. And once I got finished with it, I was totally and completely relieved. It's such a relief that comes over you. All of that weight that was weighing you down. Oh my goodness, it's such a good feeling. And so don't contemplate. I mean, everybody get in a situation where they can't do what they used to could do, you know? If everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are struggling with debt. And in this economy, it's going to be a whole lot of bankruptcy being filed because people cannot pay their bills. They cannot manage their debt any longer. They can't hardly buy food because food prices are so high. Gas prices, everyday living, rent, house notes, everything is gone sky high. And so if you're not making, some good, really good money, you're going to fall into a situation that you're going to be contemplating that, I got to do something. I need to do something. And then you're going to figure out that you just can't continue going on. I mean, even though you're trying to pay your bills, and then still not working for you because after you pay some, you see you owe more. And so bankruptcy is the way to go. I'll tell anybody, I wish I had filed bankruptcy years ago. Years ago, okay? I don't have any fear about it now because I've been through it. I went through it. I went through the stress and the aggravation of it all. But nevertheless, I came out on top. I was able to resolve $46,000 worth of debt that I could have never paid unless I had a windfall from somewhere, okay? That's the only way I could have got out of that debt. And so I'm happy about it. I'm happy as a lark, as a matter of fact, about being out of that debt, man. You just don't know the feeling that comes over you that you get when you get that relief. And so if you're struggling with debt, if you're facing garnishment, if you're facing losing your home, your car, losing your possession, being sued or whatever, file bankruptcy. File bankruptcy. You can't do nothing but come out on top. Get a fresh start. Start all over. And try not to encounter the type of debt that got you in that position in the first place. But if you're afraid, I understand. I understand. If you're embarrassed, I understand. But nevertheless, I still say, push through the embarrassment. Push through whatever people are going to say. Push through the negativity of it all. And go ahead on and do what is best for you. What is going to be best for your situation. And not worry about what people say or what they think. Because you have to do what you have to do. And they have to do what they have to do. And besides, it's none of their business. It is none of their business what you're doing or what you're facing. If they can't help you, what the use of even saying anything about it? Why be embarrassed about it? Why even think about what they're trying to say or going to say? So I encourage you, if you're in a situation which in a financial hardship, in a situation where you can't pay your bills, you got medical bills piling up, you got bills over here, bills over there, and you still are not able to manage them, file bankruptcy. Get your lawyer. File bankruptcy. And you will Be glad that you did. But make sure when you get ready to file bankruptcy, because they tell you that within, I think it's like maybe 3 to 6 months or something like that, that you can't purchase anything else because they'll see it as being fraudulent. And so, but if you got a medical procedure coming up, if you got, excuse me, a windfall coming up, that means that you getting ready to come in a lump sum of money, what have you. It's probably a good idea to wait until you have less income before you file bankruptcy. Because if you do it any other way, the courts are they're going to make you pay those debts. But if you know that you're getting a lump sum of money coming forth, and you get all these debts scattered around that you can't manage and can't pay, file bankruptcy. Because see, after the bankruptcy is discharged, then it's over. It's over. So don't let them scare you. The only thing that you can't get discharged in bankruptcy is alimony, school loans, if you owe the IRS, those types of things you cannot get. They just not. They won't go away. They just won't go away. You still gonna have to pay those things. But depending on how much debt you're in, you could pay those things after you get a discharge from your bankruptcy, because the money that you were supposed to be paying them, all of that, every debt that you owe goes on hold until after the bankruptcy. It goes on hold. If somebody's suing you, oh well. If you're having issues with your mortgage, now you have to reaffirm your mortgage and your car if you want to keep them. But while it's in the bankruptcy process, it's on hold, and you don't have to pay those debts. You don't have to pay any debts while you're in that bankruptcy process. So what you waiting on? What are you waiting on? You're having sleepless night, stressful days, financial pressures, and you got a way out. Take it. Bankruptcy is the way. I would have never in a lifetime at age 70 think about filing for bankruptcy. At that age, I should have been set. I shouldn't have had anything to worry about. But here I am, struggling with debt, not enough income, being sued, under pressure, can't sleep, can't rest, wondering what to do, which way to go. And once I woke up, I said, okay, I ain't finna go through this no more. I'm gonna do what I have to do to get out of this. And I did. I got me a lawyer. Got all my documents together, sent them in, paid my filing fee. It takes about 4 or 5 months to get it done. But nevertheless, once it's done, it's done. So I hope that this information has opened your eyes or gave you some type of insight on what you can do next to get yourself out of your situation. I hope this information has helped you in some way. And if you would, share, comment, and like. And I'll see you at the next video.